Happy Monday to you. My name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the show. If you are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening. I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today is just going to be a regular talk. Just going to talk off the cuff, but before I do, I'll be right back after this message. Hi, my name is Dave with The Last Podcast. Have you ever heard of Impact Health Sharing? Impact Health Sharing is an affordable alternative to traditional health insurance. Impact is a caring community of people who share in each other's medical bills, and is for anyone interested in sharing, acting responsibly together, and saving on health care. For more information, click on the link in the show notes that reads Impact Health Sharing. This is David with The Last Podcast. We'll see you soon. All right, today I just want to talk about changing your perception. You want to embrace change. How can we do that? What is an effective way that we can not only embrace change, but see that we're making a positive change within our lives and in the things that we do, whether it's daily, monthly, yearly, or what have you. I think one of the things that we have to do to make sure that we're pretty much paying attention to our changes or our transformations is to focus on past results. We basically will probably write down several benefits of change that have experienced in the last year, whether it be good or bad. Review a list or even make a list if you don't have one, as a reminder of how you've changed and how the change have benefit you in some way, form, or fashion. I would think also you would probably need to force yourself to use at least one new technology or computer feature a month. You'll become more accepting of change, and you will be more efficient in the process. And I could tell you, for me, I am constantly trying to learn something new, whether it's old, trying to refresh my memory of something. As far as technology is concerned, that's definitely some of the things that I do. But forcing ourselves to learn something new, not only with technology, but in the things that we do in our daily lives, whether it's being nice, kind, or being thoughtful towards someone, doing something new and out of the ordinary is also a great way to make changes in your life. Stretch yourself, literally. When you feel stressed or tired, get up and stretch your body. Stretch your muscles, release oxygen in your brain, help yourself grow and stretch beyond your normal boundaries. And this is a great way to do that, literally by stretching. Now, I know a lot of people not only stretch, they exercise like myself. I try to get a little daily exercise in, no matter what I do or where I go. But to verify that we make a change in our life, if you're upset or require change you are facing, wait 24 hours. Now, let's just say if you're upset about something, before you make any major decisions, once you wait at least 24 to 48 hours before you make a decision, because it's never good to make a decision while you're upset. You're just acting out of your emotions, and that's not something that we want to do. Today is the tomorrow, right? So if we can put off our decisions while we're upset for at least 24 to 48 hours, that's cool, right? However, if you're not upset and you need to make a decision, I think that today will be your tomorrow. If you're one of those type of people who procrastinate, why put off tomorrow what you can do today, right? So you want to think clearly on the things that you need to do today instead of doing them tomorrow. And I talked about this in past podcasts, tomorrow is never promised to anybody. So if we could do something today, and one of the best things to do and to help you create your change is also make sure as you're doing and going about your day and doing everything, always tell your loved ones you love them. Show them, not just say it, but show them, because tomorrow, again, is not promised to anybody. So it's always good to tell somebody that you care about them daily so they can get it from you. Another thing for change, we want to learn to be flexible. Being rigid sometimes is not good, because when you're flexible, you're more adaptable. So this is a great way to make your changes too. Being adaptable, flexible, and being able to easily transition into new things as they arrive. I was the type of person who was kind of rigid, but somewhat flexible. And what I mean by that is I like change, but then again, I like things to be as, how could I say this? I enjoy change, but I also love knowing what's going to happen or how my day is going to go by doing the same thing over and over. Case in point, I'll get up every morning, I'll say my prayers. This is a habit that I have. I get up every morning, I say my prayers. I go to bed every night, I say my prayers. That is being my habit. That's me being rigid about my spirituality. Now, to the point where, do I go to church every Sunday? No. It's, I might go once in a blue moon, but I'll say my prayers. I'll read my Bible every single day. How do we adapt to our changes in our lives? There are so many of us who are being rigid in so many ways and not being flexible. I think being flexible allows us to adapt, allows us to change when times get rough, times get easy. And, when times are smooth sailing and nothing is going wrong, that's another time to make changes. Why? Because things are going smoothly. Maybe we need to step it up and stretch ourselves. Yeah, why not? I mean, if everything is going well, that means that everything is probably easy. And we need to, put a little spice in our life by adding something a little more difficult. And that's another way to create your change. And I think for me, changing, what does that mean to me? I think in every aspect, we can change everything in our lives. And I once heard this said, if you don't, I think I heard Jim Rohn say this: if you don't like where you are right now, change it. You're not a tree. You can change. You could take any 2 years and change. So in our transformation and our flexibility and our adaptability, we can do anything that we want. And if we're not happy with what we have, it's only because we decide that we don't want to change. Some people rather stay in mediocre or mediocrity, and they rather stay in a relationship that they know is unhealthy, is kind of toxic, instead of moving on and facing the fear of the unknown and something new. If that's you, you got to step out of your fear. You got to step out your comfort zone. And even though that comfort zone might be toxic, it's best to be fearless and move into the unknown and find where you belong in this life, in this society, in this journey of your life. So that's something that we can also think about. And stop dreaming your and only dreaming with not putting, let's say, a little action behind those dreams. We could dream all day long, but if we don't have any action behind those dreams, that is just that. It's just a dream, whether it's a daydream, night dream, it doesn't matter. But faith without works is dead. So if you have a dream and you have that dream alive in you, you got to put a little work. You got to put a little faith behind it. So and sometimes some people fight to change, but sometimes it's good to go with the flow. Remember that you always have to take a wheel when you change is being implemented, but you better make sure that the same ship or the same car that you're changing this wheel on will be able to drive down the avenue that you're driving down, so to speak. If you're on a boat and you're going nowhere, you're going to be sitting in the middle of the ocean. So when those storms come and capsize your boat, you have nothing left. So what I would think is making your change, make that change and know where you're going. If you are going somewhere, make that change about your destination. Don't worry about what steps you're going to have to go through right now, and you don't feel like doing this, you don't feel like doing that. Make your destination the light at the end of the tunnel. So you take your small steps in your journey of life and you move forward. And if somebody is in your way, that's okay. You either work around them or go through them. And if somebody doesn't have the same vision you have, that's okay too. That means that you spend less time with that person who doesn't have your vision and move forward in your vision. Because not everybody is going to be with you. Not everybody is going to stay with you along your journey of life. People are going to be in your life for a season. They're going to drop off. People pass away. I understand that. Sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I don't like the fact that people drop off, especially the ones that you're madly in love with. But people are with us for a season. And that season, let's cherish those seasons that they're with us. And how about the bad people? The people who mean us harm or anything like that. They're with us for a season too. I once read in the Bible, they had the corn and they had the tares that's growing up. And the guy went to his master and said, should we pull up the tares? He said, no, because you might just pull up all the corn too. So let's let everything grow. And then when the harvest come, we could basically pull the tares out first and we'll burn them. And then we'll just pull up all the harvest and we'll take those into the storehouse. It's the same thing in life. We basically have good people. We basically have bad people. Those people who are in our life, sometimes we have to leave them because they're toxic in our lives. And sometimes we have to go ahead and say